The distinguished novelist Charles Dickens stayed at the Parker House, which is now the Omni Parker House, in 1867 for his second American tour. It was here in this replica room that he practiced A Christmas Carol.
So in 1867, when the most popular novel writer in the world, anyone?
Charles Dickens.
You got it, okay? Decided to come on a reading tour of America, he went, I'm staying at the Parker House. There was a gorgeous hotel across the street called the Tremont House. It no longer exists. We do. It ceased to exist in 1895. Anyway, they kept saying, please come stay with us, please come. And he went, no, I'm going to the Parker House. So Charles Dickens stayed here for his reading tour, and it wasn't like, you know how there's this George Washington stayed here thing, okay? And it was like one night or 2 nights. He stayed here for 5 months. It was his home base. So it was a long stay. He had the Dickens suite here, and this was in his suite. Why would you have a mirror like that in your suite? Vanity? Any idea? Yes. Okay. Actually, Dickens was a trained actor, okay? And his readings were really, really popular. When you think of a reading by an author, if he's going on a reading tour, he would actually enact the various people. He almost never even looked at the book. And so he would do Scrooge, and he would do Tiny Tim, and he did all the actions. And he would practice in front of this, doing expressions and gestures. So it was nothing, okay? It was nothing for him to have like 2,000 people in the audience. When he did his first public reading of A Christmas Carol, it was around the corner in a place that's called Tremont Temple. A couple of thousand people, lines around the block, okay? And there was scalping. People scalped tickets because it wasn't free.
Charles Dickens held a reading of A Christmas Carol in the press room for the Saturday Club in this room. Legend has it, this is the mirror that Charles Dickens practiced A Christmas Carol in front of. Legend has it that if you say his name 3 times, the elevator bells will chime, and you can also see figures in the mirror. This is Susan Wilson, Omni Parker House's historian. She's explaining how Charles Dickens' store was found 90 years later.
So he took this over and gave it to them. And they said, thank you. And they put it in storage for 90 years and never brought it out. So in 2015, I got a call from the Bostonian Society saying, are you the house historian? I said, yeah. And they said, we've got something of yours. And so after negotiations and going up to the storage facility up in Haverhill, Mass, we found this thing covered with mud and dirt. And after a bunch of paperwork and stuff, they gave it to us.
Charles Dickens. Charles Dickens. Charles Dickens.